Hey Spyder people, I finally changed the fuel filter on my 2015 Canon Spyder F3 with 42,000 miles. And I've got some tips for you. Here's the new filter, it's the Wix. It's like $7-8 for this thing. And it does just as good as the dealer, which charges about $30 for theirs. And then I also used these hose clamps instead of buying the tool and the special clamps and everything. These are fuel injection hose clamps, so they clamp 360 degrees all the way around without screwing up the rubber, because those little old school screw types, I've heard several people on the internet say don't do that, they can end up leaking and everything. These things are pretty solid. And another thing is the fuel lines. On mine it's 7 years old, and here's an example of how bad this line is after 7 years. If I can get to focus, you can see cracking. Anyways, it's got cracks all over it, which is unacceptable. This thing here, this is an old 2005 Yamaha I've got. Thing's got 75,000 miles or so. The fuel lines look like brand new pretty much. No cracks, nothing. So that's not good. And another suggestion or thing, something I learned is this is the fuel line I originally put on there. It's a 3.4 bar, which I think is up to about 50 psi, and it started swelling within 2 minutes. It looked like it had blisters. Right now it's back smooth, but it looked like it just had little blisters all over it, which to me just says it's gonna burst one of these days. So I went up to 10 bar, which is like 130 psi, I believe, and no swelling, nothing. It's rock solid. This stuff's way better. Don't buy the cheap stuff. I didn't know there was a difference, but I found out. And and if it's cold out, especially the fittings, they are a nightmare to get these hoses on there. So what I did is I took a heat gun on low setting and heated up the end of the hose. Just heat it up inside and then 360 degrees around. Just got it pretty warm. And then took Windex and sprayed inside the tube and then in all around the fitting. And it pretty much would slide on. Much easier than doing it. The first time I did this, I did it cold, and oh my gosh, fought it forever. So definitely that's a huge plus, is doing the heat gun and the Windex too to help slide it on there. And I think that's about it. 42,000 miles. I emptied the old filter. It actually wasn't bad at all. And I just run 89 octane in this thing, and it's doing all right. So that's about it. And here's Tank over here, my supervisor again. What do you think, buddy? He's sleeping. It was one of his favorite little Dalmatian toys. Have a great one, guys. See ya.